Why Music Changes Your Brain Part 2. Welcome back to Army. Now that we understand how music enters the brain and activates its reward system, let's explore something even more fascinating. Can music actually change the structure of your brain? According to modern neuroscience, the answer is yes. One of the most famous studies in this field was conducted by neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School and researchers from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, who examined the brains of professional musicians using MRI scans. They discovered that musicians often have a larger and more developed corpus callosum, the bundle of nerve fibers connecting the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Think of the corpus callosum as a giant highway. The wider the highway, the faster information can travel between both sides of the brain. When a pianist performs, both hands move independently. The eyes read musical notes. The ears monitor pitch and rhythm. The fingers make tiny adjustments within milliseconds. Memory recalls thousands of hours of practice. Emotion gives meaning to every note. All of these activities happen simultaneously. This constant communication strengthens neural pathways over many years. In other words, practicing music is like sending your brain to the gym. The more consistently it trains, the stronger the neural connections become. Scientists call this ability neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by creating new neural connections throughout life. For many years, scientists believed that the adult brain could no longer change significantly. Today, we know that this belief was wrong. Your brain continues changing every single day based on what you repeatedly do. Every new language you learn, every book you read, every instrument you practice, every skill you develop, literally changes the physical structure of your brain. Music happens to be one of the strongest forms of this training because it combines hearing, movement, attention, memory, timing, and emotion all at once. Researchers have also discovered something interesting about children who learn music from an early age. Several long-term studies suggest that children receiving musical training often perform better in certain cognitive abilities, including auditory processing, working memory, and sustained attention. This does not mean music automatically makes someone more intelligent. Rather, learning music repeatedly exercises brain networks that are also useful for many other complex tasks. In other words, music trains the brain to process information more efficiently. Music also influences the body. Have you ever noticed your heartbeat slowing down while listening to calm piano music, or becoming faster during an exciting movie soundtrack? This is not your imagination. Researchers have found that music can influence the autonomic nervous system, the system responsible for heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure. Slow music generally encourages relaxation. Fast rhythms often increase physiological arousal. Hospitals around the world have even begun using music therapy to reduce anxiety before surgery. Studies suggest that patients who listen to calming music before medical procedures often report lower stress levels and sometimes require less pain medication afterward. Scientists believe music reduces anxiety partly because it lowers cortisol, one of the body's primary stress hormones. At the same time, relaxing music may increase activity in the parasympathetic nervous system, helping the body recover from stress more efficiently. This is one reason why many people naturally choose music after a difficult day. Without realizing it, they are using sound as a tool to regulate emotion. Another fascinating discovery involves exercise. Researchers found that listening to energetic music during physical activity can increase endurance, reduce perceived effort, and improve motivation. Interestingly, the muscles themselves are not becoming stronger because of music. Instead, the brain changes how it interprets fatigue. The rhythm helps synchronize movement, while dopamine and positive emotion reduce the feeling of discomfort. As a result, people often exercise longer without realizing it. Music is changing perception rather than physical capability. Perhaps one of the most mysterious questions scientists continue to investigate is this: why does music create emotions even when it contains no words? A melody has no language. A violin cannot explain sadness. A piano cannot describe hope. Yet millions of people around the world experience the same emotions while listening to instrumental music. One explanation comes from prediction theory. The brain constantly predicts what sound should come next. When music meets or gently breaks these predictions, emotional responses emerge. This delicate balance between certainty and surprise keeps the brain deeply engaged. Music becomes an emotional conversation without needing a single sentence. And perhaps that is why it connects people across cultures, languages, and generations. It reminds us that before humans learned to speak different languages, we all understood rhythm, we all understood sound, and perhaps, in some way, our brains still remember that ancient connection. This is Army, and in the next episode, we'll explore another mystery hidden inside the human brain. Until then, keep asking questions, because curiosity is where every scientific discovery begins. Thank you for watching Army.